Welcome back. We are back in the gun room today. We have got another LPVO budget style of optic on the bench for review. This is from UUQ, the Leopard Speed. Not really too sure about the name, but full disclosure, they contacted the channel wanting to know if we'd be interested in sending one of these out. And I do have an interest in taking a look at and bringing forth to you guys more of the budget-friendly LPVOs, just to see if any of them are worth our hard-earned money. And being a 1 to 10 by 24, it definitely is very appealing for the price. So these are less than 200. You can pick these up on Amazon and a few other places, but I'll put a link in the description below if it's something that you guys decide you might be interested in taking a look at. But this is the way it comes. So when I got it, it was already opened. I don't know what that was about, but nonetheless, everything appears to be in the box. Here's a picture of the reticle. So a nice reticle design. I like this reticle design with a couple chevrons down here, so you got some BDC capabilities. It does come with the mount, so that's pretty nice. 11 levels of red illumination, aircraft grade aluminum construction. Not really sure what they consider aircraft grade aluminum. Product includes offset mount and matching set of flip up lens caps, so that's nice. And let's see here, what's it say? Length, width, or length and weight. Not really sure on that. I can't do that in my head, but here is the item number if you are so inclined to check these out. But they do sell a few different options apparently. 1 to 6, 1 to 8, and 1 to 10. Be kind of interested. I would want to compare this 1 to 10 to their 1 to 6 to see if that additional magnification is truly usable. That's kind of the thing that I have ran into more often than not when looking at these budget optics, is a lot of times the higher magnifications, I mean, you can see through them, you can use them, but they're just not that clear. But looks like we got a Panasonic, at least it's a name brand 2032 battery, so that's nice. A couple Allen keys, some, we got some media card here, some information on that. I'm not really sure what these inserts are for. I mean, I know that they're adapters to put a 1-inch scope, but this scope's a 30mm tube, so I'm not really sure why they felt the need to include those, but okay. Here is the scope, taken out of the bag. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see what else we got in here. So here is the one-piece mount. Now I will say it is nice that they give you the mount with it, so you don't have to buy something separate. It's all in one box. Get it home, take it out, set it up, and you're ready to go. So I mean, that is a nice feature. I do appreciate that. The mount looks to be okay. We've got, not really sure why, looks like some sort of like foam or something on the bottom of that. I don't know why that's there, because you would want that to go down on top of your Picatinny rail so that that boss there actually goes inside there to lock this mount in. So I will be taking that off. I'm not really sure why that's there, but nonetheless, looks okay. Looks okay. Let's see here. Lens cloth. We got a instruction book, so it kind of gives you some basic information on their reticle design, as well as the zero and the bullet drop compensators. So that's pretty cool. They call this the Gorilla Dot. Okay, the Gorilla Dot. It gives you some basic information as far as Lake City Federal XM193 55 grain and some of the trajectories for that. So 55 grain NATO, and where you should theoretically be able to hold for these certain ranges. So that's pretty cool. I do appreciate that. That's nice. And they also include that for 308. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Probably M80 or whatever. Instruction booklet looks to be okay. That's one way to really, in my personal opinion, to kind of gauge how well the product is as far as quality, is by how well their media is that they provide. and they give you a blank sheet, so that's pretty cool in case you want to write in your own on maybe a hand load or something. That's pretty cool. MOA dimensions, rapid ranging, tells you what an MOA is, ranging in MOA, some additional write-in sheets. That's pretty cool. We don't have that reticle, so no sense in looking at that, but you know, appears to be at least usable. Now they do say that this is a glass etched reticle. This is a second focal plane, which I personally like in terms because I just don't have a need for FFP, so why pay for it, kind of thing. So, but let's see, check out the magnification ring here, and it is very stiff. Yep, is usable. I would call it maybe perhaps tight, but it is usable. It'd probably work itself out over time. The texturing, the knurling here is very positive. Going back and forth, we do get full range. Popped one of the caps off there and rolled off into the floor. Full range of magnification, so that's good. Fast focus eyepiece. A little gritty, but usable. Front here, there's our front. It is nitrogen purged. Here is our... Now, why won't that? Now, I know they're lockable. Oh, man, that one will not come up. There it goes. There we go. All right, so let's take a listen here. They are audible. Now the big test, so keep an eye on that 0. Let's see if we can move it before we hear a click. Yep, you can. If you notice there, you can see the hash marks begin to move before you hear the click. And that, guys, that's typical of budget optics. I mean, your turrets are not going to be spot on perfect. Yeah, you can see the mush there. So they do have some mush in them, but you know, to be honest with you, an optic like this with that reticle, it's going to be a set it and forget it style. You're not going to be, or at least for me, for this particular application, I'm not going to be dialing in elevation with the turrets. You're going to range off the reticle if you need to change distances while you're in a shooting session. So that doesn't really bother me too much, but overall, I mean, it seems to be okay. Definitely want to get it back to the range. We'll get it put on the scope jig, get some camera shots through this, and see how the light transmission is down at range, and then we'll get some final thoughts. All right, so we've got the UUQ 1 to 10 mounted up here on our test rifle, and we're just going to take some shots out here at the range while we got some footage going through the scope so you guys can see it in action. I do apologize about the wind. The weather just is not cooperating at all. But here we're setting at 110 yards. We've got it set on 4 power. And let's see, take a shot here. Right on the money. Now, I do like this style of reticle. It's really clean, it's easy to use, and plenty of holdover. Here is 1 power. So that's 1 power. Let me see if I can clean the image up a little. It's pretty clear. Not bad. And let's go back to 4. So let's take 4. That's 4. Here is 8. And that's 10. Let me see if I can clean that up through the camera a little here. Let's go ahead and get a shot at 10. On the money. I will say there is a little distortion coming through from my target cam, my scope cam. I will say up until you get to about 9 power, there's no sense of bleeding or anything around the reticle or around the field of view. There's no fuzziness or blurriness at all that I can tell. However, once you get to about 10, there's a little bit of difference. Now, this is 210 yards. I'll go ahead and shoot a shot here. Right on the money there on that gong. Let's see if we can hit that little 2-inch guy there. Oh, just below it. One more. Got it. Got it. On the silhouette. Just a little. There we go. And finally on that one. All right. So, and let me back it off. So down at, looks like there's 4 power again. 4 power is very, very clear. And like I said, up until you get to about 8, the field of view and picture is extremely crisp. So I'm definitely liking that. The eye relief is really, really good. You've got plenty of eye relief. However, once you get to about 10 power, it does start to wane a little bit. But overall, for the type of scope that it is, I mean, it's not bad. I've definitely seen a lot worse in this price range. I would call it adequate. Probably one of the best things that I do like about this scope so far is the reticle and how crisp it is. There is the illumination, which you can see is very usable. It lights up everything, including the chevrons. I appreciate that a lot. Some of them, they will only light up the horseshoe, or you'll only get the red dot as far as your illumination goes. This illuminates the entire reticle, so that's definitely something to be said. But let me transition back to our normal camera here, and we will get some final thoughts on this one. All right, so final thoughts on the UUQ 1-10 second focal plane scope. So what are some takeaways of this, and first off, what do I like about it? Adjustments are very easy. I do like the ability of being able to lock the turrets in. That's very nice. The adjustability as far as being able to reset to 0, I enjoy that. The 11 position rheostat on the illuminated reticle, that's a nice touch. You can really custom tailor it to the type of light that you're working with at any given time. The magnification on it is really good. Being able to dial up to that 8 to 10 power if needed definitely makes, extended range hits out past, 200 yards definitely doable. The reticle, I really enjoy the reticle in this, and the fact that it is completely illuminated from top to bottom. That's a really good touch. A lot of lower end optics do not do that, so that's good on them for doing that. The mount that it comes with is adequate. I do like that. It worked well. If you remember back to the table portion, there was these little rubber pieces stuck under there. You do have to take these off. Or it won't mount. So I'm not really sure why they put that on. UUQ, if you're watching this video, just don't do that. You don't need those. I don't know what those are for. But nonetheless, after removing those, it mounted just fine, torqued down. I put this at 25 inch-pounds on the mount and 15 inch-pounds on the cap screws via my Wheeler fat wrench, just to keep everything on the up and up. Now, a couple of things that I would probably like to mention, I'm not really going to say don't like, but they are something to take, kind of take issue with. The magnification ring, for the price paid and all the other accessories, I wish they would have included a throw lever for probably what the price of one of those to include in the kit. I mean, that's definitely something that's needed, because this is pretty difficult to turn and get a good grip on when you're actually using the rifle. I shouldered it a little bit, and it is kind of tough, so definitely take that into consideration. As far as everything else goes, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and roll in some still shots of the reticle itself and the sight picture. First one up is going to be at 110 yards on 1 power. It's pretty darn clear. Reticle is easily visible and crisp, so no issues there. Next one up is going to be on 4 power at 1 to 10. Again, really nice crisp field of view, edge to edge. And then finally at 210 right here, you can start to see a little bit of blurriness around the extreme periphery, and that's typical, guys. I mean, it is what it is. Unless you're spending, $1,000 on an LPVO, that's just kind of what it's going to get. But nonetheless, just to kind of go over these, I will let you guys make your final decision and form your own opinions on what I've presented here today. But if you'd like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this one and anything else you might like to see on the channel. And as always, shoot straight. Later.